Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. Hope you all are doing well this Monday morning. I'm having a pretty good day so far, I guess, considering. Let's take a look, see who we got hanging out with us today. Got Mr. Darren Bird's in the house. Happy Monday to you. Larry Galt says, morning, everyone. Dodged a bullet last night. Storm went around us. Dave, you need to have a live question and answer session just on Design Spark. I don't know if there'd be enough interest in that or not. And are you talking about doing that during the Saturday night thing, or are you talking about a special thing for that? Let me know what your thoughts are. Steve Gronsky in the house says, good morning from rainy Oklahoma. We need it. Thumbs up. Good morning, Steve. Good morning, Wilson. Thank you for the thumbs up. We got a few of them going over there. Sean's here. Good morning, Sean. Thomas Graham is here. Good morning. Clyde C&C. Good morning, Clyde. How are you doing? Gary Hammett. How you doing, Gary? Leo Steger is here. Good morning, Leo. Dennis Nolan's back here in the house this morning. Good morning. Terry Dobbs watching over there on Facebook. How you doing, Terry? And Mr. Kevin Els, as my noisy dog enters the live stream, making his grand entrance. How you doing, Jack? He probably just woke up from a nap or something, but no, he's going to sit right down here. You go ahead, sit right there. That's good. There you go. There you go. Not really a whole lot going on as far as stuff to talk about. Had fun doing the Saturday night show last Saturday. Always fun hanging out with the folks on there and talking CNC stuff. And my favorite part probably is doing the giveaway. I love doing those giveaways. I'm so thankful for Cody Elkins of Cadence Manufacturing to offer up a free bit every week that we do on the giveaway. So that's pretty cool. Let's see here. Larry says, I have questions, but don't want to hijack the coffee session. Well, we don't really talk about anything too serious during these coffee sessions anyway. And I say we, I mean, heck, it's mainly me just talking to myself and y'all. Watch me drink coffee. If you got a question, fire away, Larry. Let's see if I can answer it. I don't know. I've been tell you one thing I've been doing this weekend while I was doing laundry yesterday. So that's not very exciting. But while the laundry was going, I decided, since I was, going to be in the house and not really outside doing anything, I would try to figure out the nuts and bolts of 3D printing. And I had a lot of fun. I first printed this half 13. My goal was to see if you could go to Um, Let me stop this phone. Y'all probably can't hear it, but it's vibrating over here. And I'm sure it's some spammer, wanting to check on my car warranty or, won't know if I want to sell my house or, some of the, it's just amazing the number of calls I have to block every day. Ridiculous. Anyway, my goal was to see if I could go to McMaster Car because, they have, if you looked on MasterCard, they have pretty much everything. And you can get all kinds of bolts, different sizes, wing nut, hex nuts, you name it, whatever you can think of, they've got it. But I wanted to see a lot of the stuff they have. I guess you can see that. Maybe I need to hold my hand behind it. This is like a half 13 hex head bolt, 2 inches long. So my goal was to see if I could download a half 13 bolt and a half 13. Let's see if I can turn it like that. We can see it. Nut and 3D print them, and if they would fit without doing anything. I didn't want to modify them at all. I just wanted to bring them in, throw them over there on the 3D printer, and see if they would work. Well, as it turns out, they don't quite fit on the first try. So what I did was I decided since the bolt turned out pretty well. I mean, I don't see anything wrong with it. It feels like it would work. I would just start adjusting on the nut and keep printing until I figured out the magic formula to get it to fit. Well, I was talking to, and I see he's in the house here, my favorite solar man right here. I was talking to him about it, and I said, I'm trying to scale the nut up because it's too tight. It wouldn't even go on there. And he said, well, you got to, scale just the X. And I thought, okay. So I did a few where I was scaling just the X. And then as I thought, man, that thing still won't go on there. So then I got to looking at it and I'm like, oh, well, you really have to scale when you're running it this way. You have to scale the X and the Y, but not the Z, because you don't want it any taller, but you need it to grow both those directions. Because what happens if you just scale the X, then your hole in the middle of the bolt starts getting oblong. So then I had to catch up the Y to the X, what I was scaling up. And when I changed it to the same thing that I had raised the scale on the X to, it went on there pretty dang perfect. I mean, when you first put it on, it's a little sticky in spots, but it's like the more you, and now as I say that, it's feeling a little sticky, but yeah, it'll run on there and run all the way up. And so then I thought, okay, well, now that I know what the formula is to get this one to work, let me try a different one. So I did the same thing. I downloaded, and this is a big 1 inch by 8 threads per inch bolt. I think it's 8 or 9. I think it's 8. And so I printed this, and I don't know how good you can see that. It came out perfect. And then on the first try, I took this bolt and I added the X and Y scale, increased it a little bit. Pretty much the same thing I did on that other one. And man, I don't know how to hold this so you can see it, but right off the bat, it just goes on there so nice. So thought that was pretty cool. Now, what am I going to do with these? I don't know. But it was just a test to see how much you have to adjust things that you get, and that I just happen to use McMaster Car. You could use other places too. But yeah, that worked out pretty cool. I was really pleased that, because obviously, and I forgot, and I left the infill at 100% because I'd been running those brackets at 100%. So the bolt took like, I don't know, I think like 3 hours just for the bolt, and then the nut took about an hour and a half or so. And I'm like, I should have changed the infill maybe, but anyway, I wasn't doing anything. I just let it run, and I was doing laundry and doing other stuff, and it came out pretty good. So let's see. Larry says, try to get an STL from Thingiverse in Design Spark, and the only way it would work was to drag it in. Well, when you say you tried to get it from Thingiverse, I'm assuming you downloaded it from Thingiverse and then tried to go from, maybe move it from your download folder, or maybe just getting it right from your download folder and trying to bring it into Design Spark. Let me we'll just see, by golly. That's what we'll do, since we're not doing nothing anyway. I don't even have my Design Spark open yet this morning. We'll open it up. Dennis wants to know, what type of file did I download? They have, when you go to McMaster, they have a choice of, a little drop down list of the file formats that you can get. And I used the 3D step file, STEP is what I used. Thomas says, is the adjustment a constant amount for the two different sizes or a scaling factor? Well, what I did is, when I download this stuff, I'm an imperial guy. I'm not a metric guy. So I always draw everything in imperial, or, when I get stuff, it's imperial, But when I bring it into the Creality slicer to run on the 3D printer, it thinks in millimeters. So whenever I bring this, for example, I bring this big old nut in here, right here, it's like 1.5 inches wide. Well, when I bring it in the Creality slicer, it'll say that it's at a 1-to-1 scale. It'll say that it's 1.5 millimeters, I think, or something. It's thinking millimeters, so it shows up real tiny. So I changed the scale to 25.4, which is how you convert from metric to imperial. And then once I get it at full scale, it will then say in my slicer that the scale is 25.4, and what I do is I add 1 millimeter to the X scale in my slicer and to the Y scale. So I just take whatever that number is and I add 1 millimeter to it. And I could probably, again, depending on how, I won't say that's pretty tight. It's not a sloppy fit. You know how, like, when you got a coarse thread like this, you can take a nut. That's why I always tell people, don't use threaded rod for CNC, because they're not made for linear motion. They're made to fasten things together. And there's always some slop. Like I can wiggle that nut around just slightly. So, but yeah, that's what I did with this one, and it worked. Now, will that magic formula work for everything I get? Maybe not, because you got to remember, the people that are drawing those 3D models up for McMaster, I'm sure it's not one guy, because they got they have a ton of stuff. So it probably depends on who draws it and how they do things and all that. But still, it's not too bad because, like I said, if you get something like this, just print out the bolt and then tweak the nut to fit it if it doesn't fit the first time you do it. All right, let me get over here. Let me say hello to a few more folks. Jim Sinacola's here. Jim says he finally woke up. You don't have to get up early, Jim. You're tired. You can sleep in all you want to. Doc Whitaker's in the house. How you doing, Terry? Rob Schuster. Rob, I know you probably, it's Monday, so you got to probably go to that pesky day job. But if you got a minute, I've got a question I'd like to ask you, or I can ask you later on or something. Or I could send you a message or something. But if you're going to be in here a minute, let me know and I'll ask it. Let me see if I can. I'm just going to try to go over here to Thingiverse. We'll grab something, see if I can figure out what Larry was talking about. You'd think I'd have this thing bookmarked as much as I go there, but I don't. Okay, well, let me just. Why does that look different? It don't look like the real Thingiverse. Let me close that out. I don't think that's the real deal there. Where the heck is it? Yeah, I guess that is it. Let's see. Oh, no, it didn't. I see there's extra words in that. Okay, now I'm there. Okay, so let me just try to pick something. I'm just going to pick this thing here. Let's see. This is a clamp-on vise, fully 3D printable. And I'll download these files. Well, I'm just going to pick one piece of it because I don't need the whole thing. All right, so I've downloaded that. And now I'll get rid of this. Let me come over here. I'm going to share my screen in a minute too. I know you can't see what I'm doing here. Okay, we'll put that over there. Okay, so let me share the screen here and see what. Okay, Rob says he's got a minute. Okay, well, let me ask Rob his question real quick here. I got to, you've been sending me down rabbit hole. I'm watching all these drum making videos now. Thanks a lot. But I ran into a guy, and this is just me thinking here, but there's a guy by the name of Joseph Center, Center. I don't know if the name will be, ring a bell with you or not, but I was watching his videos, and he's got a bunch of good ones. And all of a sudden, I noticed that when I went to his YouTube channel, because I was going to subscribe to him. Well, I did subscribe to him, but I noticed that all of a sudden, like somewhere in 2020, there's no more videos. He just stopped. And I'm like, man, what happened to that guy? Why because he had a ton of videos and it was, okay, he says he's watched all of them. Okay, well, here's my question. Because, on one of his last videos, and again, this is like, I think the last one he did was July of 2020 or something like that, which, that's a year and a half ago or so. I went and looked on his Facebook page, I guess it is, his Instagram, all his social Twitter, all his stuff. And it's like right around 2020, it's just stopped. And there's no more posting. And I'm like, man, I hope the dude's okay. I wonder what happened. And I just wondered if, and I think on one of the Facebook pages or something he had posted. I saw that it said, liked by Rob Schuster, because I could tell you would give it a thumbs up or whatever. So I thought, well, Rob knows this guy or has watched it. So, okay. He's saying, I reached out to him on why he stopped. No reply. I did comment on one of his videos after that. Okay. Well, that kind of worries me because, you think about it, 2020 was the year of the COVID stuff. And, it got a few people. So, and it makes me wonder but I saw that he was okay. He says he did comment on one of my videos since then. Okay. Well, that's good. Well, maybe he's just really busy because I saw from his social media stuff that he's a lawyer by day and a hobby drum maker by night. But whenever I watch something like that and I start really getting into their videos, and then all of a sudden it just stops, and I'm like, man, I hope they weren't like killed in a car wreck or something. It always makes you wonder what happened. Because if something did happen, the other people might not, think, well, it's a private matter, and we don't, not going to put anything out there. But I hope he's okay. Because I really enjoyed his videos. He's got a ton of cool stuff on there. Anyway, thank you for answering that, Rob. All right, let's see. I was about to screen share, I think, here. All right, so here I've got my and we'll come over here, and then we're going to hit File, and I'm going to go to this Downloads, and I'm doing all this without my glasses, y'all. I'm going to come down here to STL, and here's this frame that I just got. Okay, there it is. There it is. All right, so let me scroll back up here and see. Larry says, I tried to get an STL from Thingiverse in Design Spark, and the only way it would work was to drag it in. Okay. Well, I don't know what the now. Say this is all like I said. This is pretty much ready to 3D print. Now I don't know if I can. Let's see. No, it's not. It's not locked. So you would be able to modify this, but see how it's got all these triangular shapes and stuff. So you could probably use it as is in Design Spark. And I'm trying to see. Let's see if we can. I don't know if it will let me combine all that stuff or not. Yeah. Well, nah, I don't know whether it would work like that or not. But I think you could still, let's see. Yeah, well, see, the problem is because it's an STL file and not the other type. You could probably, here's something that I've been finding out is a better workaround. If I, let's see, let me just delete this piece here. All right, what I've been doing is using this FreeCAD as kind of a workaround. Where is that stuff opening up here? Okay, it's going right in front of me here over this. So I think if I go back to that downloads, pick that frame and bring it in. I think this will work. Is that the same piece? I guess it is. And then I will come over here and select all and export that into this step file. What's it say? Something unnamed frame. Okay. And let's see, it's going to save it in downloads too. So we'll just click save. And now I think I can go back and bring that file in. Where'd it go? I did save that in a step file, didn't I? I close that out. No, there it is. Let me do that again, see if I did it right. Okay, yeah, step with colors. All right, I don't know why it's not. I think maybe I may have to close that Design Spark and open it back up to get it to find that one. We'll see. Let me try that. We'll close out and come back and open it again. I'm still learning and figuring out what kind of things work and what things don't work, and then when they don't work, how to come up with a workaround for them. Yeah, I would agree, Rob. I really enjoyed his videos. And see, now I'm kind of bummed because I've watched. I guess I could go back the other way and watch the really old ones because there might be a few of those. But I started out, I guess probably in 2019 when he was putting them on there. So I've already watched from there up to when he stopped doing it. All right, let's try this again. All right, now why am I not finding? I thought that thing called it unnamed, but it's not. I don't know. It's not. It's not finding it. It's got to be there somewhere. Let me go back and try to put that someplace else. And I'm going to call this frame. I still want it to be the step file. And let's go put it. Yeah, we'll put it right here. Okay, now we'll try it because we know it should be right there in that. Yeah, I'm not seeing it, so I don't know why it's not. I'll have to look into that. But getting back to your original question there, I didn't have any problem bringing it in as an STL. And the only way it would work was to drag it in. So, yeah, I don't know because I was able to download it and then go to Design Spark and open it up as an STL. It's just really the STL format is more for what you would bring into your slicer and 3D print it. So Rob says, now you have me looking for him on the internet. I see a little activity from him on LinkedIn, but not much. Well, I saw one of his posts, and I hate this, it sounds like I'm a stalker or something. Check him out. But I saw one post he had, and I can't remember whether it was Facebook or Instagram or something, but it was a photo, and he's in a courtroom. Somebody's taking a picture of him in a courtroom because he's a lawyer. And the caption of the picture was, or the post was, and just like that, I'm a lawyer in Michigan. And according to his other stuff, he was from Bowling Green, Ohio. So I don't know if that picture meant that he had moved to Michigan or if that meant that he had just now got a license to practice I don't know how that works. If lawyers, I guess they have to have a license by the state to practice in different states or something. I don't know how that works, but anyway, I was just curious because when I saw that one post and it said, liked by Rob Schuster, I'm thinking, well, you've apparently been watching the same guy. Maybe you know what's happened to him. But I hope, like I said, I hope he's doing well, and maybe he's just too busy to do it. Which I can totally understand because it does take, as you know, Rob, it does take a little extra time to shoot those videos and stuff. But I hope he hadn't, you could tell he had a passion for making those drums. I hope he hadn't lost that, and hope he's still doing that, even if he's not recording it and making videos. But anyway, I've got to get off of here. I'm going, I mentioned Saturday night. This coming Saturday, we're going to be doing the ladies' night show. So I have got a few gals that I'm going to be doing a tech check with this morning to make sure that, the cameras and microphones and all that good stuff is sufficient for a live stream. But looking forward to doing that show. But I've got to get off here this morning because in just a few minutes we're going to be doing the tech check. So Rob says, sometimes work gets in the way of our hobbies. Boy, ain't that the truth. Ain't that the truth. All right, I don't guess I missed anybody's question or anything. So, okay, let's see. I see a question popping up here. I had to change Pewter to show all files. Okay. So that's why you were just having trouble seeing it then, I guess. Okay. Yeah, I do that too. And I don't guess I was, messing up there trying to, because I've got that step. When you go to hit that file, by default, it comes up with the Design Spark mechanical file. And if I change that to step, I don't know why it is not, because I don't see that file in there anywhere, but either place where I look. So I'll have to do some more investigation on that. But so far I've been having good luck using that FreeCAD, and I like that because it's free. But I've been having good luck using that to convert things to get them to work with whatever doesn't work. I guess, yeah, I don't know where that file went. Don't see it. Unless you have to change, maybe it's one of these. No, I still don't see it. All right, I'll have to investigate that, and I'll get back with you, Larry, if I figure it out. So, all righty, good deal. All right, well, I'm going to get out of here. Everybody have an awesome Monday, and I guess we'll be back tomorrow. Today's number 472. We're getting close to that 500, guys. So we will stick around for a little while anyway. So everybody have a good Monday, and we will see y'all later.